Welcome back if you've seen any of my previous videos, and if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, hello, welcome, I'm Laura. First of all, I just wanted to thank everyone that left really kind comments on my previous couple of videos, my video about my travel art bag, and then the longer and shorter version that I did of my holiday sketch flip through. And it was so lovely to read your comments, because normally the only feedback I get is from people who I already know, and when they tell me that they like what I've done, I believe them. They do like it, but I don't know how objective their viewpoint is. Always feels like asking a parent if they like their own child's artwork. It's like part of the appreciation of what you're looking at comes from the fact that you care about the person who's done it. So to have so many lovely comments from random strangers on the internet from all over the world, it just really meant a lot to me, and it's really given me a boost in my confidence, so thank you. Today is the 30th of September, and tomorrow I'm planning to start Inktober for the first time ever, so it's a little bit daunting. I've not done it before, and I was thinking about what pens to use, and I actually watched a fairly old video from Jake Parker where he talked about the very first year he did it and the reasons behind it, and he was talking about wanting to improve with a particular brush pen, and I find brush pens difficult, so it seemed logical, you know, that I would do the same thing. And there was something that he said in that video, and I thought, right, I'm going to write down that quote with a brush pen. I'm not using a brush pen. I really don't like using it, and I know the whole point of doing something for 31 days is to improve, and maybe if I used the brush pen by the end of October I would love it, but I've not done Inktober before, and I think it's going to be enough of a challenge to think of something to draw based on the prompts every day and to actually draw something every day. So I don't want to start off using a pen that I really don't like. So I've decided to just use fine liners, and I've got several different thicknesses, and it sort of feels like I'm taking the easy way out, because these are probably the pens that I'm most comfortable drawing with. But like I said, I just want to give myself the best possible chance of actually completing the challenge. So yeah, so I've made that coward's choice, shall we say? But there you go, that's what I've decided to do. And in terms of the book, if you saw my travel art bag video, you will have already seen this book. It's one that I made myself, and this embroidered cover is actually part of a tea towel, and the paper is actually the brown paper that Amazon put in their packages instead of bubble wrap, because I wanted to try brown paper, but I didn't want to go out and buy a load and then find out that I didn't like it. So I thought, well, I've got this brown paper already, let's give it a try. And actually I really quite like it. I mean, obviously it's not high quality paper, but you know, it's surprisingly good considering it's just packing paper that normally I would have just put straight in the recycling. So so that's the book I'm going to be using. And in preparation, what I've done is I've just written a page with a list of all the prompts, and then here this was my scrappy quote that I wrote out using the brush pen. So this was what Jake Parker said, and he said, creativity comes out of two things. One is constraints and two is accountability. So obviously the constraint in this case is you're limited with your choice of pens, and also you've got the prompt word, so there's a constraint on what you can draw, although obviously the words are open to various interpretations, but it's still a level of constraint. And then the accountability obviously comes from sharing what you've done. So my plan is to share my daily sketches on Instagram, and then at the end of next month I will do a flip through and add to this video to share with you what I've done. And the other thing which I've done is I've written out the daily prompt words for each page already. So I may or may not regret doing this. I've sort of done a frame with the word actually kind of linked in the frame. So I've done that for all 31 days. And like I say, I might regret having done it that way, especially if there's a day when I start a drawing and it goes badly and I want to start again. But you know, we'll see how that goes. I've set it up landscape, but obviously I could equally use it portrait as well. So that's all I've done in preparation. I've thought about what I want to draw tomorrow, but I've not really thought any further forward than that. So we'll see. Hopefully at the end of next month I will have 31 drawings to share with you, but we will see how it goes. My first ever Inktober. See you next month. It's now a few days later and I've done the first 2 days of Inktober, and I've decided that I don't want to wait until the end of the month before I share all my pictures. So I'm going to split the month up into sort of 4 or 5 sections and do some sort of mini flip throughs as we go through the month. And just as a little taster, I just thought I'd share with you the picture that I did yesterday for day 2. And I already suspect this might be my favourite one for the whole month, even though I've only done 2 so far. But there you go, that's my little hedgehog scurrying along, and hopefully that will give you a little glimpse of what my sketches are like, and you'll want to come back and have a look at some more as we go through the month. So I'll see you in a week or so.